Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Okay, today we are here again, another new day, a beautiful morning, and I am here to bring you new and exciting subject. Now, what I'm going to be treating today. Now, for those of you who do not know, we are doing a series of common mistakes in English language. Okay, so last 2 weeks we've been running series on grammars, household items, vegetables, vocabularies, formals and informal ways of greetings. But all these things are important. Yeah, we've learned the grammar part. Now we're going to be talking about a more complex issue. This complex issue is what a lot of English speakers have problem dealing with. Now, what is this? It is the speaking and the written part of English. Now, there's a lot of problem during this period that I've seen a lot of people know how to speak, but they don't know how to write well. I've seen a lot of people know how to write well, but they don't know how to speak. So this is the reason, guys, why I am bringing you these episodes. Okay, now it's gonna be a series of a lot of eye opener. Like we're gonna do a lot of grammar, but I'm not going to be saying the grammars. I'm going to be calling the words and showing you how now to say them in English and how to say them in English. Okay, so for those of you who do not know me, my name remains Kingsley Eugene. And if you are lost, if you don't understand how we got here, I want you to go to the classes that we've done. Like you did a lot of classes, like it's been 3 weeks of non-stop classes. So you can go and review all the earlier classes we've already set out. Then you could understand how we got to this phrase. Okay, now please bear with me because I'm going to be running this program in English because it becomes a more technical part, and this technical part needs me to be 100% in English, okay? Because there is no way to be translating it for you all the time. Because if you leave the shores of Brazil, no one is going to be your translator, okay? So, guys, let's go. Now, what are we going to be doing today? Abracadabra. The topic is going to be yes. We're going to be dealing with watch, look, and see. Now, a lot of people have big problems with this. Like a lot of people. People don't know how to use watch, look, and see in a forming sentence. And today we're going to see the mistake and how not to make this mistake in English language. So, let's go, guys. Example mistake. Now, I don't know, most of you might have had this language, okay? You had someone say this to you. For example, stop watching my private journal, okay? Now, listening to this, if you do not understand, you think the person that just said this is right. Okay, guys, it's not a correct English, okay? It's a mistake, it's a blunder. Okay. Now, when someone says, stop watching my private journal, it sounds nice, it sounds beautiful, but it's not a correct English language. Okay, so let's go to next. I look at the snow falling. Okay, I look at the snow falling. So when you say I look at the snow falling, people say, oh, people would not understand, think that that's a correct English. But it's not, it's a mistake. And a lot of people use it a lot of times. I've seen people using it every time. But it's a very wrong English to speak, okay? So stop watching my private journal is a wrong English. I look at the snow falling is a wrong English. And just in G, I'm going to tell you why they are wrong. Okay, let's see next. I don't play tennis, but I look at them playing every day. Okay, now it's almost funny, almost laughable when people say this in English, like you look at people playing every day. Okay, people say this and they think it's correct. It's not correct, guys. It's a wrong English. Okay, so we don't use these phrases like this. I'm going to show you how and why we don't use the phrases like this. Okay, 1. Tip C. Look and watch. What is the difference? Why shouldn't we use them? Now, okay, are often confusing meaning. Okay, a lot of people have the confusion in English. When do I use see? When do I use look? When do I use watch? Okay, so they should be used in different situations. Now I'm going to show you the different situations. Let's go. 1. The difference between the 3 verbs can be explained in the following way. Now, see is a verb because it's an action. Look is also a verb because it's an action. Then watch is also a verb because it's an action. But these 3 verbs are different in different situations, okay? So I'm going to show you how they are different from each other. Let's see. 1. Watch. Watch. When we say to watch, is to look at something carefully, usually at something that is moving. Okay? Now, when we say to watch something, it means something has to be moving. That's why you don't look at your TV, you don't see your TV, you do what? You watch your TV, okay? Because it's a motion, it's something has to be moving for you to watch it. Now, I've seen a lot of people say, please watch my bag. And it's very, very wrong. People say, please watch after my kids. Okay, now, watching after my kids is correct, but watch my bag is not, because kids are usually not stagnant. They are always moving. Okay, so you have to watch where the kids are, what they're doing. So that's what watch after my kids is. Now, when we say look after, now when we say look after in English means a different context. It means what? Take care. So look after my bag means take care of my bag. Okay, so when we say look after my bag, it means take care of my bag. So a lot of people make use of these words in a very wrong situations. So in this situation, it's usually better you say watch when you're talking about something that is moving. Okay, usually at something that is moving. Now let's see. To see something that comes into our sight that we weren't looking for. Now, see is an action that happens naturally. Your eyes, even if you don't want to see something, you see it. It's once your eyes catches it, whether you are looking at it intentionally or not, it's just something that happens naturally. It's like breathing, okay? When you don't have to control your breathing. It's something that just happens. You breathe. So seeing is an involuntary thing that happens. Once you open your eyes, you see everything in front of you. Unless you are blind, of course. But if you're not blind, of course, seeing is something that happens even if we want it or not. But it just happens. It's an involuntary stuff. We don't have control over it, okay? You close your eyes, yeah, you can see nothing. But the moment you open your eyes, you can see everything in front of you. Now, that is what see means, okay? Now, look. When we say to look, it's to look at something directly. Now, to look is to look at something directly. Say, look at the picture. Now, we're being intentional about this, guys. So, look at the picture. Now, look at the guys walking. Look at the phone. Look at the TV. Oh, look, your program is on the TV. Oh, nice. I'm going to watch my program now. Now you see it. So I'm seeing the TV because it's in front of me. I'm looking at the TV because I am being intentional about it. Now I'm watching a program because I love my program. Now these are the three sequences. So see, an involuntary action that happens once you open your eyes. It just happens. Okay, you just start seeing things that are there in front of you. Now look at when you're being very direct or specific. Now watching is usually when something moves from one angle to another. Okay, now let's go to the next tips and see how we can use it. Now, so we can use see, we can see something even when we don't want to. Okay, but we can only look at something on purpose. Now I'm going to repeat this. So we can see something even when we don't want to, but we can only look at something on purpose. Okay, so seeing is here. I can see the computer. You can see this on your screen, but you can look at maybe even something. You can look at something on purpose. For example, I say, oh, look at that green stuff on the board. So I'm taking your attention to look at a specific thing that you are seeing. Okay, now watch these words. Now look at those words I put in the red. So I am putting your attention to focus on just the red words. And what are the red words? We can see, don't, look at, and purpose. So you are looking at something, you're being very specific at it. Okay, next. Now, correction. The right word to say is stop looking at my private journal. Okay, not watching here. It is looking at my private journal. So people say, stop looking at my private journal. Stop looking into my life. Stop looking into my private life. So these are ways these things work. Okay, guys. So I hope this has been able to help you really understand the difference between see, watch, and look. Okay, so for those of you who do not understand, I'm going to go again and just play it for you to see this. Now, look, to look at something directly, usually done purposefully, on purpose. See is an action that happens on its own. It's an involuntary action. You see things whether you want it or not, unless you are blind. Once you open your eyes, you see everything in front of you. But you look at when you want to be very direct or you want to look at something specific. Now, watch, to look at something carefully, usually at something that is moving. That is why we say to watch a movie, to watch my series. So we used to watch is what when we are talking about the TV, a series, a cinema, and all that. Now, a lot of people say, is it correct to say, let's go see a movie? Now, let's go see a movie at the cinema. When people say that English, is it correct? Now, based on what you've learned now, do you think let's go see a movie, like a lot of people use to go see a movie at the cinema, do you think is correct? Or let's go watch a movie at the cinema? So answer the questions below. If you want to send the comment, I'm here. If you feel like doing this on your own, I am also happy. But the most important thing is that you know the difference and you're doing everything you can to understand how these things work. Okay, so let's see next. Now, I watched the snow falling. Now, the correct thing to say here is I watch the snow falling. Okay, not look at the snow falling. No, it's I watch the snow falling. Why? Because it's a motion. There is a movement. Okay, there's a movement coming down from the sky. So that is what you say to watch. Remember, we use watch when there is a movement. Something is happening. Okay. Now, I don't play tennis, but I see them playing every day. Now, when I say I don't play tennis, but I see them playing every day, what does that mean? It means that I see people playing thing. I'm not looking at it purposefully. I'm not watching because I'm interested. You get me? I just see an action taking place. So, I see something happening. I see some people fighting, but I'm not watching people fighting. Do you see? Do you see how that works? Okay? You see something, but you didn't stop to watch it because it doesn't interest you. Okay? So, but the moment you start watching it, then you don't say I see them, you say I watch them playing tennis every day. Why? Because you sit down and you watch the action taking place. So guys, we need to get it correct. So remember, when you see something taking place, when you see something happening, you say what? I see this, okay? I see the woman selling akaraje on my street every day. Do you watch her making akaraje? Probably not, okay? So you see her selling, but you don't watch her, okay? I see the guy playing music on the street every day, okay? Do you watch him while he's doing this? No, you just see him there and you go. Because why? You pass that route and your eyes catches everything it says. Okay, so that's the difference between watch and see. While look at is what? Looking at something on purpose. Okay, so we say please look at this or stop looking at this. Okay, stop looking at me, not stop watching me. Okay, stop looking at me. Okay, not stop watching me. Get it right. Okay, so now I hope you've been able to understand the three forms. See, an involuntary action. Okay, something you see every day that your eyes catches. Watch, watching, something that moves, an action that is taking place that you stayed and until the action started and finished. That's what we use watch. Then we use look at when we're talking about a specific thing, okay? Look at the teacher. Look at the board. Look at the student. Look at your father. Look at your mom. Look at the food. Look at, so you're being specific. You are telling someone to what? You're being very specific. You're drawing their attention to a particular thing. For example, look at the TV. Okay, so I'm bringing your attention to the television. Now, does that mean that the correct thing to say is I am looking at the TV? Yes, I am looking at the TV. Person looking at it. Great. Now, if I watched a program that I like, for example, let me say Telemundo. And what do you say now? Do you say, oh, I was looking at Telemundo last night? Of course not. Okay? So what you watched, or I was watching Telemundo last night because you took interest. You're watching the moving picture, and that's why we use watching. But when I say look at, I am telling you what? To take a specific, I'm taking your attention to focus on a particular thing. Okay? So this is it, guys. I hope this explanation was able to give you the picture between see, look, and watch. Okay, next. Pronoun misplacement. Now, a lot of people have this problem, right? Oh my goodness, they don't know how to make that sentence. And I'm going to show you something very interesting. Let's see some of the pronoun misplacement. Take a deep breath through your nose and hold it. Oh my goodness. I was watching a movie that was a few days ago. And then I had this when someone said this in the movie. I was like, oh my goodness, that's a blunder. Okay? Hold it. Okay? So it here is a pronoun, but it's a misplacement. Okay? It's incorrect, guys. It's very, very incorrect. And I'm going to tell you why this sentence is incorrect. Because someone is trying to say something else, but they don't know that indirectly they are telling you, they're miscommunicating what their intention is. Okay, so take a deep breath through your nose and hold it. Okay, let me show you why it's incorrect. Now, the singular pronoun in this sentence should stand in form of nouns, but here it's unclear which noun it's standing in form. Okay, so here it's really, really unclear. So people saying this, you're telling someone, you're giving a direction, but then it's unclear what the direction is. Though the brain will interpret what you mean, okay, but then it's actually very, very unclear. And let me show you why it's unclear. The singular noun closest to the word it is nose. Okay, so the singular noun closest to the word it is nose. Okay, so it seems that hold it means to hold your nose. Instead, we want someone to hold their breath, not their nose. Okay, so guys, we want someone to what? To hold their breath and not their nose, because nose and it is, it's like hold it means to hold your nose. So, but what you actually want people to what we're trying to communicate is for people to hold their breath and not their nose. Okay, do you understand why this is wrong now? It's actually very, very incorrect. So let's see some other ways to go. Now, when we use pronouns properly, we must easily understand which singular noun and the pronoun stands for. Okay, because most of the time you say a noun, which is the nose, and it's the pronoun, but you're not stating something very, 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 very clear. Now, make sure to be very clear. If it's unclear, don't use the pronoun or change the sentence. Okay? If you are using a pronoun to substitute a noun in a sentence, or you're trying to communicate something but you're not sure, don't use the pronoun or change the sentence. Sorry. Now, let's see some other aspects. Now, the correct way to say this would be take a breath through your nose, or take a deep breath through your nose and hold your breath. Okay, so not it. People say hold it, like hold it, hold what? Okay, so you say hold your breath. Okay, so you are very specific on what the person should do, because when you tell me take a breath through your nose and hold it, what it communicates in English is hold your nose. Okay, which is not something you want to communicate. So guys, we need to be very, very, very careful, okay, when we're using this pronouns misplacement. Okay, so remember that it's always better to say the complete sentence of what you mean if you do not understand where to actually place your pronoun. Next. Literally and figuratively. Yes, guys. Now, this is extremely important because I see a lot of people say this every day. Every day. People say this. But actually, it's a very misplacement. Very wrong misplacement of the word literally and figuratively. Now, in a G, I'm going to show you why they are very different. Okay, so I'm going to show you why these two words are extremely different. Now, I am literally melting because it's so hot. Now, when you say that, and I have heard that people say that, like, oh my goodness, wow, this English is oof. I am literally melting because it's so hot. Now, is this correct or not? Let's see if it's a correct sentence. Guys, it's not correct. It's a mistake. And I'm going to tell you why it's a mistake. A lot of people use this. I've seen a lot of people use the word literally, and they, I'm literally dying. Like, okay, I'm literally dying. Like, okay, wow, that's a very serious case. Now, that's because they don't really understand the difference between literally and figuratively, and that's why we're gonna see the difference between the two. Now, let's go. Second, figuratively speaking, it's 100 degrees out here. Something is wrong. It's wrong because it's also incorrect. You see people using figuratively in a very wrong context. Let's see the correct context of the two. Tip, for those of you who do not know this is a mistake because literally means actually, really, and figuratively means not real. Okay, so when you use the word literally, you mean that something is happening, something is reality, something is actual. That is what the word literal or literally means. It means actually or really. So when you say, I am actually melting, guys, it means that you are melting. So it's a wrong word, okay? It's not correct to use in a spoken English, okay? So the correct way to use this is word figuratively, okay? And I'm going to show you more and why. Now, in these two sentences that we have here, what we should have done is what? I am figuratively melting because it's so hot, not literally. This English has been spoken down to time, and a lot of people keep making this blunder, but guys, it's actually very wrong. The word you're using here is figuratively. I am figuratively melting because it's so hot, and not literally. Okay, now I have seen here is literally speaking, it's 100 degrees out here. Now this is the correct way we could use these two sentences, because 100 degrees is something that is actual and something that is real. Okay, while figuratively means something that is unreal. Okay, so when you're talking about unreal situations, the correct English to use here is what? Figuratively. When you're talking about real situations, actual situations, you use what? Literally. Okay, so next. Now, figuratively is used to exaggerate or enlarge the meaning of something. Okay, so when you want to talk about melting, tired, dying, okay? I'm dying of hunger. I'm literally dying of hunger, okay? You see, it's not correct. So I'm figuratively dying of hunger. That's the correct word to use because you are trying to exaggerate or enlarge the gravity of your hunger, okay? So guys, I hope these have helped you to shift the way you understand the word literally and figuratively. And if you do not understand it with these few examples, you could ask me and I'm going to give you more examples. Now, let's see next. Now, correction. Figuratively speaking, I am melting because it's so hot. Now, that is the correct way to say it, okay? So you are enlarging what is happening to you, but you're not melting physically, okay? But you're just trying to enlarge how hot it is, how you're trying to tell somebody the intensity of the hot weather, the degree of the sun, okay? Now, literally, you say, it's literally 100 degrees out here, okay? So it's literally 100 degrees out here. Now, guys, this is it. Now, this is it, guys. So which of these topics, which of these words were very new for you? Which of them didn't you understand how to use, or that you've been using wrongly, or you don't know how to place them correctly? Okay. Remember, if you have more questions regarding this class, you can always send me those questions. Send me the question down below. Ask me the questions you need, and I hope this series of mistakes in English would help make your English language better. Okay. Remember, now we are doing practical. We've done what? We've done the reading, the grammar part. Now you have to know how to use these words correctly. Okay. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, guys. And I'm going to see you guys next week. We're going to have new topics to talk about. Going to be common mistakes in English part 3. And please, if you have other suggestions, you have suggestions of the language, of the things you want to learn about during these lessons, please send it to me. Like I told you, I'm going to prepare a class regarding those lessons, okay? So thank you very much and have a wonderful day. God bless you.